We reject all efforts to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. But there is absolutely no justification to this type of senseless violence. None. The world must stand together to unequivocally reject these brutal acts.
This attack on American individuals and embassies is outrageous. It's disgusting. It breaks the hearts of all of us who think of these people who have served during their lives the cause of freedom and justice and honor.
And that was President Obama and Mitt Romney talking about the violence in Libya after word of a movie that depicts Muslims in a bad light. A U.S. ambassador and 3 other Americans were killed, as you know, when an armed mob stormed the consulate. And here to talk about all of this is Dr. Alan Kuperman with the LBJ School of Public Affairs. As always, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. And I asked you earlier, were you surprised by this attack after seeing what happened in Cairo possibly and hearing what had happened with this movie?
Well, I mean, it's always shocking to hear that an ambassador has been killed. We haven't had a U.S. ambassador killed since 1979, so I was surprised by that. But what didn't surprise me was the fact that there are radical Islamists now in Libya who have a little more free reign than they did before our intervention. And in that regard, our intervention, that is the U.S.-led NATO intervention in 2011 that overthrew Gaddafi and put the rebels in power, it backfired a little bit. We had a country, Libya, that was our ally. We had a government there that was fighting against radical Islamists. And by helping overthrow that government, what we did is we actually empowered radical Islamists. And now throughout the country, you have all these militias, and some of them are pro-democracy, and some of them are really radical Islamists. They're folks who fought and killed Americans in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and they came back home to Libya. So does it surprise me that there are these radical Islamists that want to attack Americans? No, we helped put them there.
Do you think that this U.S.-based movie, apparently it was filmed here, and it depicts Prophet Muhammad in a very bad light, very negative way. Do you think that that is what provoked this, or do you think that it's just underlying anyway?
Well,
did it put them over the edge?
Well, these 2 attacks yesterday, the one that killed our ambassador and some other officials in the consulate in Libya, and the attacks on our embassy in Egypt, they happened on September 11th.
Right.
Okay? So the idea that this is somehow spontaneous reaction to a film, but by coincidence, both attacks on September 11th, the 11th anniversary of the attacks against the United States, it's possible, but I'm highly skeptical.
And because there are reports that I guess there is now an investigation that's looking into the fact that it might have been on purpose, that this was a target and this was coordinated to coincide with 9/11.
The attacks in Libya, for sure, the attack in Libya was highly coordinated, professional, by a militia. This was not a spontaneous street reaction to a film or something that was shown on TV.
Well, and let's talk more about the location of this consulate, because we're learning that it wasn't, it was in a neighborhood, and I guess it wasn't fortified in terms of what other consulates are like around the world.
Well, you know, always the embassy in a country is the most well-guarded. That's in the capital. This was in Benghazi, which is the 2nd biggest city. It was actually, ironically, where the rebellion started that we supported. There's a lot of irony here. The ambassador who was killed there was our liaison to the rebels. So in the town of the rebellion that we supported, and the liaison to the rebels who helped these rebels come into power, some of these rebels then turned on us and attacked our consulate and killed our ambassador. So there's huge irony here. It's tragic.
Is there an Al-Qaeda affiliation, do you think?
The Islamists in Libya, including this group, which I think is called Ansar al-Sharia, are affiliated historically with Al-Qaeda, fought with Al-Qaeda in Iraq, fought with Al-Qaeda elements in Afghanistan. So for me, there's definitely an Al-Qaeda link to this group. Now, do we know specifically this attack? Was it organized or encouraged by Al-Qaeda? I don't know. But it happened on September 11th.
Right.
And that is too much coincidence for me.
Yeah, we can't forget that. Well, thanks so much, Doctor. We appreciate it. We appreciate your insight.
My
We'll
pleasure.
be right back.
Thanks.